All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Town Council zoning workshop. Today is February 13th, 2025. If you could please take the roll.
Councilmember Lord,
Here.
Councilmember Duncan, Councilmember Ramirez.
Here.
Vice Mayor Callahan,
Here,
Mayor Marbach.
present.
We have a quorum.
All right, if you could all rise and join me for Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Town Council zoning workshop. Those of you who are not familiar, Cutler Bay does things a little different. We are really not, this is just a workshop to present the ideas to the public. This will go forward to our regular town council meeting at a later date, but this is just an opportunity for us to ask questions and deal with either the developers or the businesses bringing the projects forward. Which I'm imagining most of you have done for the first half hour of today. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Catherine, for a moment.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. My name is Catherine Line. I'm with the Cordino Group. We just ended our first session of the zoning workshop, and you have two applications to review this evening. The first is D.R. Horton. The property is located generally at the corner of Bahama Drive and Blue Water Road. The total site acreage is 2.79. The future land use is low density residential and the zoning is single family residential. The request will be for a final plat and a site plan for 14 single family homes. The second application is Cougar Holdings. They are requesting final plat and site plan approval as well for 4 single family homes. Both of these applications are here for you to review, take a look at the plans. The applicant's representative are here to answer any of your questions.
Right. And I skipped right over Jared right there. So Jared, are you on? Jared, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Yes, just to put on the record very quickly, the D.R. Horton application was, both applications were published in the Miami Herald on February 2nd, announcing tonight's meeting. Signs were posted on both properties on January 31st, and notice postcards were mailed to all property owners within 1,000 feet on January 31st as well. And that's all I had to add for the record.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so with that, we'll let the applicant come up and present the project. Ralph, did you have anything you wanted to add to that, or are we good, sir?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Oh, I turned around and you were gone. I'm like, where'd she go?
Good evening. There we go. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members. It's a pleasure to be before you this evening. Maritza Haro, Office at 200 South Biscayne Boulevard, here on behalf of D.R. Horton. I'm joined this evening by Cynthia Caldevilla, Rebecca Cortez, and Anne Marie Palumbo from D.R. Horton, Meredith Santurio, our architect, and Orlando Camas, our landscape architect, and my colleague Ben Sherry. We're excited to be before you this evening presenting a small infill single-family home community consistent with the character of the surrounding neighborhood. I do have a brief presentation if at the council's will, or we can take questions.
Go ahead and do your presentation. I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on the screen, you can see the property is approximately 2.79 net acres and 3.08 gross acres. It is located on the northwest corner of Bahama Drive and Blue Water Road. As you can see on the screen, the property is the last remaining vacant lot in the area, surrounded by single-family homes and institutional and educational uses. The property is designated low-density residential by the town's future land use map, which permits up to 5 units per in density as of right. And similarly, the property is currently designated single-family residential by the zoning map. In 2023, the town approved the tentative plat for the proposed subdivision of 14 individually platted lots at the property. Notably, all of the lots are greater than 7,500 square feet in size, which is the minimum requirement in the code. The applicant now seeks to finalize the process by requesting approval of the site plan and the final plat for the property consistent with that approved tentative plat. Here on the screen, you can see a brief summary of the development program for the property. As I've mentioned, it's 14 lots where 15 would be permitted as of right. The lot sizes range from 8,200 to over 9,000, well over that 7,500 square foot minimum. All lots exceed the minimum width, depth required by the code, and the community will have 2 one-story models with a total of 4 design variations to allow for variety on the block. Here is a colored site plan, including the landscaping and trees. And this is a rendering of the Destin model with the modern design. This is the Destin model with the contemporary design. This is the Fraser model in the modern design. And lastly, this is the Fraser model in the contemporary design. As you can see, the project meets all of the land development regulations and complies with the town's comprehensive plan. We are not seeking any variances, nor relaxations from your code. And with that, our team's available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'll open up to the council for questions and comments. Vice Mayor Callahan, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Is it representative from DR Horton?
Yes. Cynthia?
Good evening, Cynthia Caldeville at DR Horton, 6123 Lyons Road, Coconut Creek, Florida.
Good evening.
Good evening.
There's been consistent conversations or reference to this project as being a community. What is DR Horton's intention with these homes? Is this to be a BRT?
I'm sorry, a DRT?
Build to rent
Oh, build
community?
it, no.
So it is DR Horton's intention to be able to sell these to individual homeowners.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Is DR Horton willing to stipulate that as?
Absolutely. These are not built to rent. These are
But
single-family. I'm sorry?
So Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones, you're going to be selling these
Sell.
to individual homeowners?
Correct.
Okay, and you're willing to stipulate to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I just have some reservations on this particular project. I am just nervous about green space, and I'll be honest with you, I've had direct dealings with DR Horton, and the quality of homes that they build has not been 100%, to standards. So, and that's from firsthand experience. It's not from hearsay. My assumption is that I just have concerns on that, right? We're taking up green space in our community and understanding the quality of DR Horton homes. Is this going to be something similar, well, with the stipulation of this not being a BTR or built to rent community, yeah, I would just hope that the quality of these homes meet the standard of our community.
If I may, through the mayor, so the DR Horton is America's largest home builder. As you can imagine, there's always going to be some complaints out there. What we can assure you is that DR Horton has a premium warranty on these homes. We're happy to, before the next council meeting, come back with exactly what those warranties are, how long, give you some assurances in that sense. And of course, the DR team, specifically the local, South Florida team's available at any time. If you want to reach out to us, we've provided our contact information to the neighbors that are here that had concerns, what happens during construction. What happens, if any of the home buyers will be entitled to, which is, I think your point, will be entitled to those warranties. And make any claims that may arise. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Councilman Ramirez, you're recognized.
I think the only big concern I have is with building now is everything's cookie cutter. And I'm not in favor of cookie cutter homes. I see two models with two variances on those models. I don't know how to say, I'd like to see more variants, I'm just not a fan of the cookie cutter style. Not that I have anything against what you're proposing as far as
A valid point.
showing us, but that's just my personal thing, is I'm just not a fan of cookie cutter homes. So I kind of hope that maybe between the time they start getting built or whatever, we can maybe add another,
Cutter?
Another model?
or something along that.
Okay,
That's within the scope of our community. That's all.
okay, noted.
Okay. Councilman Lord, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to first commend you guys because I was out there listening to the questions and you were very fast to offer your contact information for when the construction starts, assuming the construction starts. So that kind of dedication to the community in which you're building homes in is nice. I get the cookie cutter comment, but it's a business model. They're being built like that all over the place. They are good looking homes, in my opinion. And while some of us have heard some bad things about the end product, I've also heard some very good things. I have some friends in Homestead and D.R. Horton Homes. So I just wanted to actually commend you on being so quick to offer your contact information to our residents.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Any other comments or questions? I have none myself, so again, thank you for presenting this to the public, and hopefully you've answered all the questions for the public. So with that, we will be adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
Oh,
evening.
wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I have another second item. That's right.
Okay.
It's only 4 homes, no. All right, Jared, sir.
Just to go back on the record with this, so this application is plan number 1023-00093 by Cougar Holdings. Publication was in the Miami Herald on February 2nd. Signs were posted and postcards were mailed to adjacent property owners on January 31st.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tony Gastito, Cougar Holdings LLC, Managing Member, office at 6073 Northwest 167th Street, Miami, Florida. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, for allowing us to be here tonight. I'm a small builder. It's 4 lots. I didn't bring any boards. I wasn't told to bring boards, but we brought some color renderings that we had printed out. 4 lots. It's a beautiful lot that we've owned probably over 10 years. We're looking to build 3 models. There's really 3 custom homes. And then on the 2 side lots on 85th Avenue, it's the same type of model that's going to be there. 3 of the lots will have pools. 1 will not have pool because it's an odd shaped lot that does exceed the $7,500 lots, exceed 7,500 square feet. We're conserving as many of the oaks that are on there. We think they're beautiful. We will be unfortunately having to replace, we don't know exactly how many yet, because this property at one time planted oaks. We think it was a nursery back in the day. And it looks like they were planted in pots and the pots rotted away and they're very high. And the tree department of Durham have told us that those trees aren't going to be acceptable to them. So we'll be moving those and replacing them, obviously, with the same canopy that we have out there today. If it's okay with you, can I step up and show you some renderings?
Sure.
All 4 houses we built at the same time. We basically start our our models and we build a shell. And then we allow the buyers to semi-customize their home. We give them different options when it comes to doing their kitchens a little bit different, their master bathrooms a little bit different, flooring, stuff like that. So they won't be a model that someone comes into. That we do allow some customization of the homes. If everything works well, we look to start building sometime next year. And we're looking about a 12-month construction period and they will be for sale. These homes are not going to be rented.
Thank you. All right, council, any questions? Comments?
Yeah.
All right, Councilman Lord, you're recognized.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for addressing the tree situation with Durham right off the bat. You know, we are a very tree-friendly community, and if people see trees coming down, there'll be, emails and questions. So
Us
thank you
too.
for addressing that right away. The renderings are beautiful.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? No? All right, thank you very much for.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
All right, I think we actually covered everything now, right? Okay.